The ayes have it. Call on Government Order of the Day number 3.
Arts Council of New Zealand Toi Aotearoa Bill, third reading.
Mr.
The Honourable Christopher Finlayson.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Arts Council of New Zealand Toi Aotearoa Bill be now read a third time. Mr. Speaker, the Arts Council of New Zealand, which was formed by a national government in the 1960s, has played an important role in New Zealand's cultural life. And these reforms will ensure that this good work continues, but free of excessive bureaucracy. The purpose of the bill is to improve the governance structure of the Arts Council, because the existing governance model has proved to be very unwieldy indeed. So under this bill, the resources required to support multiple tiers of governance will instead be directed to the core business of the Arts Council. Let me recap. A single board, to be called the Arts Council, will replace the existing Council, 2 Arts Boards and Pacific Arts Committee. 13 members will replace the current 28 appointed members. And instead of having one body responsible for strategic planning and policy setting and 3 others to consider funding applications, the new Arts Council will be responsible for both functions. As a result, decisions will be better informed by an understanding of current and emerging sector issues. The new structure will deliver clearer lines of accountability from the Council to the Minister and between the Council and the Chief Executive. Mr. Speaker, the complaints by the opposition Labour Party during the committee stages were unpleasant and hysterical and showed no understanding of the proposals. The Green Party complaints weren't so much unpleasant as just plain hysterical. But, Mr. Speaker, the changes are in fact less radical than the Rudd government's reform of the Australia Council in 2013. And they were the major proponent of those changes was in fact Simon Crean. Previously, Australia had a 12-member governing board, 7 art form boards and 2 committees. The governing board comprised the chair, the deputy chair, the chief executive, 2 community interest representatives from the chairs of the 7 art form boards. The 7 art form boards, most of which had 7 members, were the principal administrators of the Australia Council's funding role and were the Council's major source of advice on arts policy and grant programs. Australia has now reduced the total number of members from 57 plus to a unitary board of 12, and indeed Section 16(1) of the Australia Council Act 2013 says the board will consist of the chair of the board, the deputy chair, the chief executive, and not fewer than 5 and not more than 9 other members. So, quite frankly, Mr. Speaker, there's nothing new under the sun, and on both sides of the Tasman there has been a study of the Arts Council model and a desire to strip away bureaucracy, strip away flab, and concentrate on the core objectives of what the Arts Council is supposed to do. So, Mr. Speaker, this bill delivers very sensible and desirable changes. They've been sought by the Arts Council and the sector and have been broadly supported in submissions to the Select Committee. There was a concern that Māori and Pacific Island perspectives could be diminished. However, I think that the Arts Council's work with respect both to Māori and Pacific Island arts will in fact be improved. Instead of representation in a subsidiary board and committee, both those perspectives and the expertise of both Māori and Pacific Islanders will be represented at the top level of decision making, informing policy, strategy development and funding decisions. The Ministers of Māori Affairs and Pacific Island Affairs will be consulted about the appointment of the 4 Māori board members and the 2 Pacific Island representatives. These appointments will be on the basis of a robust set of selection criteria to ensure the appropriate representation for both Māori and Pacific Island arts. Maori and Pacific Island projects will continue to be assessed by suitably qualified assessors and by knowledgeable and experienced Maori and Pacific Island staff. And I particularly refer the House to clause 10.4 of the bill, which provides that, quote, at least 4 Maori appointments will be required. Of course, there's every possibility there'll be more than 4 members of the Arts Council who have an understanding of the role of Maori in the arts of New Zealand. Those members of the Council will also be able to meet as a separate committee, providing advice on matters relating to Maori arts. So, Mr. Speaker, the support for this bill reflects the desire for reform. This will enable the Arts Council of New Zealand to meet the expectations of our artists and communities in the 21st century. I'm very pleased to have been able to promote these changes. I certainly look forward to working with the Arts Council and the Chief Executive of this very highly valued government agency. And I was asked to continue to the bewitching hour, but Mr. Robertson's here, so we'll have a couple of minutes. Doubtless it'll be unpleasant and off the topic, but over to him.
The question is that the motion be agreed to.
Mr. Speaker,
Robertson.
and I'm grateful for that introduction from the Minister.